English Methodology. Chapter 5. Concept of Evaluation. Examination reforms is an important component of curriculum and the evaluation is powerful means of improving the quality of education. All the educational committees recommended for reducing emphasis on external examinations and encouraging internal assessment through CCE. The scope of evaluation in schools extends all the areas of learners' personality development. It includes both scholastic and co-scholastic areas and should be comprehensive in nature. This is in line with the goals of education. Following are the proposed reforms as a part of implementation of CCE, making examinations more flexible and integrated into classroom teaching through formative assessment, ensuring that learning is shifted away from rote methods and focused on self-expression. Grading in place of marks. Marks-based grading system. Assessment of subject-specific academic standards. Competencies rather than information. Assessment is school-based. Through teacher-made test papers. Questions are analytical and open-ended which determine various abilities of children in language which is text independent. Teacher maintaining child-wise, subject-wise performance register. The assessment tools are not only pen and paper but also oral tests, projects, observations, portfolios, classwork, activity reports etc. Evaluation made comprehensive including co-curricular areas such as art education, games and sports, work experience, value education etc. Evaluation made continuous and now become part of teaching through formative assessment. Progress report with descriptive statements on children's performance covering all curricular areas. Periodic sharing of children progress with SMCs and parents. What is CCE? CCE refers to a system of school-based assessment that covers all aspects of students' growth and development. The main aim is to find out how far the curricular goals were achieved. CCE comprises three terms: A. Continuous, B. Comprehensive, C. Evaluation. Continuous assessment is regular and periodical. Evaluation of students' growth and development as continuous process rather than an event. Built into the total teaching learning process and spread over the entire span of academic session. Comprehensive is a holistic approach. Covers both scholastic and co-scholastic areas. It provides ample opportunity for the child to grow in all areas. Evaluation is assessment of child in all aspects. The emphasis shifted from testing to holistic learning. Types of assessment. 1. Formative assessment. 2. Summative assessments. Some of the main features of formative assessment. FA focus on diagnostic and remedial and based on oral and written performances. Makes provision for effective feedback. Enables teachers to adjust teaching by taking into account of the results of assessment. Recognizes the need for students to be able to assess themselves and understand how to improve. Builds on students' prior knowledge and experience in designing what is taught. Encourages students to understand the criteria that will be used to judge their work. Offers an opportunity to students to improve their work after feedback. Helps students to support their peers. Criteria for awarding marks under each tool. 1. Observation. The oral performance of children. Related to classroom activities which cover the academic standards, learning outcomes. Listening and speaking. Reading comprehension and oral discourses. And their indicators should be considered while awarding marks. 2. Written work. The written performance of children related to conventions of writing, vocabulary, grammar and written discourses should be considered, including the exercises in the textbook. Marks should be awarded based on the indicators. 3. Projects. The oral and written performance of children which cover all the academic standards. Learning outcomes should be considered while awarding marks in various stages, i.e., planning, execution, analysis and interpretation of data, report writing and presentation with feedback. 4. Slip test. This test should be conducted without giving any prior notice to children. This test should cover the targeted discourses. By taking 2 to 4 targeted discourses in each formative assessment, this practice will help children in attempting the written discourses in summative tests successfully. Summative assessment and tools. Summative assessment should be based on written and oral tests. Following are the tools for summative evaluation. 1. Oral test. This includes children's responses during the classroom transaction and production of oral discourses. 2. Written test. Pen paper test. The tasks must be qualitative, text independent and based on academic standards. They must discriminate children based on their language ability. Periodicity of assessment. The assessment should be conducted once in each term, based on the classroom transaction. Baseline test, June. Baseline A. Baseline test, which is diagnostic in nature, should be conducted at the beginning of the academic year to assess how far the children possess the competencies required to follow the regular syllabus of the class. If the children do not possess the required basic competencies, remedial teaching shall be planned by the teachers concerned. Guidelines for preparation of Summative question paper. 1. In summative assessment, 20% of marks is allotted to oral test and 80% of marks is allotted to written test. The summative primary question paper should be prepared for 40 marks. Question paper for the written test should be prepared and conducted accordingly. 2. Under oral test, 10% of marks is allotted to listening in speaking, and the remaining 10% of marks is allotted to oral discourses targeted in each class. These marks should be taken over a period of time but not on assessment day. 3. The weightage of marks for each domain is different in summative assessment. The question paper should be prepared and grades should be awarded accordingly. 4. The test items should not be in discrete components. They should be holistic. Hence, narrative is the best tool to assess the children's performance in different domains of language. Narrative gaps should be provided where children can think and write a discourse under the given task. If the chosen narrative contains any difficult vocabulary, it should be simplified. The narrative should be at the comprehension level of the children. 5. The same narrative should be continued, and another task should be given based on the narrative. The narratives should be given in different genres. 6. The narrative gap provides a chance for children to think differently on the basis of their experiences and present them in their own language. Hence, each child presents their views differently. 7. While preparing the question paper, the teacher should have a clear idea about the targeted in each class. Refer the teacher's handbook for class-wise targeted discourses. 8. Conventions of writing and grammar should be placed under the task editing. A discourse should be given with errors and marks should be awarded accordingly. Grades should be awarded under their respective headings or columns of conventions of writing and grammar. 9. The narratives should be taken either from the textbook by extending the events or from outside the textbook on the basis of the themes of the textbook. 10. Each task should carry 5 or 10 marks. You can also give it in parts, but you should award a single grade for each domain. Under each competence, one or more tasks may be given. 11. The weightage given under the written discourses is 40%, which means 40 marks in classes 6 to 9. After evaluation of the answer scripts, all the marks given for written discourses should be added and a single grade awarded. The discourse features and content should be considered for awarding grades. 12. While evaluating the answer scripts, the indicators for each discourses under each class should be kept in mind and marks should be awarded accordingly.